How has this TCU team improved since the start of the season and when you guys saw them last?
I think their guard play. Collins has really gotten better. He's shooting the ball extremely well. 42% from three. So I think their guard plays a lot better. And they had some guys hurt. They got some guys back.
Seems like they've had pretty good bigs since Trent got there. What have you seen in their bigs since you guys played them last?
Well, they've kind of been in and out of the lineup. They've been banged up a little bit, but they got a bunch of them, which you can just. Washburn's played pretty well for them. They still, I think, want to play inside out, but their guards have shot the ball really well.
Coach, we had to make a reference to the way TCU played you guys last year inside this building.
Have I made reference to it?
To your guys.
No. They said as one of their goals to start the year that they wanted to win the league championship. So I don't think we need to talk about those kind of things if that is indeed the case.
That type of win was pretty indicative of how difficult this conference is last year.
It's really difficult, as I think a lot of people can tell you. If you don't come to play in this league, if you're not kind of mentally ready to go, it's hard. It's Oklahoma State beating Kansas. It's hard. It's a hard league that has really good players and great coaching.
You guys get John back. Do you know what you're going to do in terms of your lineups? Is he going to be back in the starting group, or is he going to come off the bench?
I've gotten really good at answering this question. I think Nate has played extremely well. And so whichever way we go, it's going to make us better. It's not a bad thing having Nate or John, coming in with Jay-Sean and Tariq. So whichever way we go, I think we're going to be fine. And Elijah.
Coach, the way that Nate's played the last few games, do you feel more confident using him in that 3 slot if you have to bring him in for Eason?
Well, we're not going to bring him in for Eason. We're going to bring Jay-Sean in for Eason, really. Jay-Sean coming. Jay-Sean's been playing that spot for the whole year. We're not going to move him now.
Biggest concern with Holton be game condition?
Yeah, he was probably a little more out of breath yesterday than what he normally is. But, John doesn't have any body fat. Guys like him have it. They get into shape a lot faster than you or I would, John. Come out here and run around with us one day. See how good a shape you're in. I think they'd love to turn the press up on you.
With Holton back in your rotation, though, it kind of allows you to go back to how you've always wanted to play with this team, though, right?
It helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were short of people. We got some guys that have been sick that hopefully can go a little bit today and go tomorrow. If we're back at full strength, then yeah, absolutely.
How different is TCU from the first time you played them to what you see right now? Looks like they're playing better.
Well, they're going to play better because they get coached really well. I mean, he coaches them up pretty good. I think they were because they were young on the perimeter. I think they were a little more maybe inside oriented the last time, and then they started making shots, down there. And they're very capable of making shots, as they did against Oklahoma State the other day. They've got guys who can make shots, and they've got great range with it.
Was it the same deal with Tennessee when they beat them too and made shots?
Yeah, that's generally the case. Make shots, you're a pretty good team.
This will be the second of 3 straight Saturdays to sell out for the game. What does that mean to this program?
That's kind of what I thought we would have when I came back. It's great fan support. We got to get the students out. Students got to come out tomorrow. If students come out, it'll be an unbelievable atmosphere. It'll be because there's no tickets to be bought. So hopefully the students come out. We have a lot of fun.
7 games ago, 4 at home, and you guys being right up there. What's your message been to them to keep them into this thing?
They know what they got to do. They set their goals. I don't set their goals for them. They set their goals that they wanted to win the league championship. And to win the league championship, I don't. Everybody's going to lose again, maybe once, but they're not going to lose twice. So we've got to win, particularly at home. I think the advantage that Kansas has had all these years is that they don't lose at home. So we've already stumbled and lost once at home, but we have more road wins than anybody else does at this point. So we got to do what we're supposed to do at home.
This group, you and I had to worry about them overlooking games, to Texas next week to try to get revenge.
I haven't thought about Texas, to be honest with you. We got to win tomorrow. If we win tomorrow, the Texas game certainly would lose a lot of its luster. So we got to win tomorrow.
We've had enough of a sample size to look at this team. What are some of the qualities of this team that are similar to some of your really good teams? I know you play a different style than you did for the 2010 team. What are some of the qualities that you like about this team?
Well, I think they're extremely competitive. And I think they're resilient. I guess it's human nature when teams struggle, in which virtually everybody does. I think the last team to go undefeated was Indiana. So I guess everybody since then has been a failure. So, and that's human nature to doubt. And when that happens, you have to be very resilient. And I think these guys have been. And I think they believe in themselves. They play with some confidence, and I guess the word is swagger. They think they can win.
This team did as long as well as the 10 team did.
Yeah, these guys get along really well.
Yeah. Is that part of it too, maybe?
You like to think it is. I don't know that that's ever been proven, but you like to think that it is. Yeah.
The amount of fouls called this year, has that exceeded the amount that you thought?
I didn't know what to think.
Coach, Nate Adrian played 32 minutes against Baylor. How do you think he'll play in his next few games? How many more minutes? Nate Adrian.
As many as he can play hard.
Even with holding back, do you think a little more or less? How will that impact?
Nate can play multiple positions, so I don't think that'll affect him all that much.
John's first practice was yesterday.
Yeah.
What was he like?
Tired.
Yeah.
He got a little out of breath. It's different coming in here and running some sprints in addition playing game conditions. So it's going to take him a little bit to get back to, but it won't take him as long as it take other people.
Bob, you're talking about competitiveness and not
he always in the middle of things?
Personality. That's his personality.
For his role, right? When you guys come in waves like that, you want your second team to be as good as the first team. And a lot of teams think when you get on the bench, they're not going to play as hard or whatever. That's part and parcel, I guess, that he's going to go as hard as the starting guard. Maybe he's going to let the other teams.
Well, honestly, I think he and Jason have figured out that in a lot of ways it's a lot easier because those guys the other team has already been in there for 4 or 5 minutes playing against the group that started, and they're obviously a little more winded than those guys coming off the bench, which gives the guys coming off the bench a decided advantage.